and welcome to From Behind the Wheel. My name is Nikki Shields, and we are absolutely thrilled that you're joining us virtually from all around Europe. And no doubt, just like me, you're probably extremely eager to have a detailed look at the exciting, the all-new, all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E. Well, I've got some good news, and I think we all need a bit of that right now, don't we? Because that's exactly why we're all here, to get into the detail of Ford's first ground-up all-electric vehicle and dramatic new member of the iconic and global Mustang family. Now, as we're going to find out over the next 30 minutes, the Mach-E accomplishes the rare feat of combining head-turning design, dynamic, thrilling performance, and forward-looking, intelligent and connected technology in an all-electric SUV. Now, like you, I'm very excited to know more, which is why we've put Darren Palmer and Ron Heiser behind the wheel, two men who are very passionate to ensure that the first all-electric Ford Mustang really does bring on tomorrow.
So let's see what this thing can do. The Mustang Coupe is the world's most popular sports car. And the reason is because it appeals to your emotions. It's more than just a car.
You know, at Ford, we're full of Mustang enthusiasts. Both Darren and I are Mustang owners. We drive Mustangs all the time. Your dream job is to work on the Mustang program. So this was an awesome opportunity.
When we said we were going to make a Mustang-inspired SUV, people said, you can't do that. You can't mess with an icon that people love all around the world. So we took that really seriously.
At the end of the day, when you start to think about what Mustang is really all about, it's about fun, fast, and freedom.
But something really surprising for people is to gauge the size of the vehicle. In fact, the way the roofline goes down is very deceiving. It's kind of a trick that hides the true space inside the vehicle.
So I'm always getting asked if the Mustang Mach-E handles like a Mustang, and I can definitely tell you yes. Today I'm out on a closed track to give you a demonstration of just how quick and responsive the Mustang Mach-E is when you enter a turn, how planted and solid you feel coming in and out of turns. So the beauty of the setup of the Mustang Mach-E with its battery electric vehicle architecture is really all around its power, torque, and acceleration. I'm in an extended range all-wheel drive. It has 258 kilowatts of power and 580 Newton meters of torque. And believe me, you can really feel that torque. You get that instantaneous response, and literally within a half a second, you're at peak torque.
So the battery and how the battery is handled is super important to long-range battery electric vehicles. We understand that fewer parts leads to fewer connections, which leads to fewer failure modes. That's why our battery has 376 cells, compared to some competitors that need 4,000 to 8,000 cells to do the same thing. There are two modular battery packs available, 68 and 88 kilowatt hours, capable of up to 150 kilowatts for fast charging. This extended range gives us up to 610 kilometers on the rear-wheel drive and 540 kilometers on the all-wheel drive.
So with our 100 years of engineering experience at Ford, we've been able to take our battery electric powertrain and really tune it for performance in all weather conditions, whether you're on a beautiful day like we're driving today or in frigid temperatures of 20 to 40 degrees below zero. We spent a lot of time and a lot of engineering efforts to integrate the battery structure into the vehicle. And that does a number of things for us. First of all, by having the battery and the body work together, we can really optimize for safety. The other thing that you get is an incredibly stiff, vehicle. So that really gives you benefits in terms of handling and just that feeling of stability on the road.
When we first tested the car, we felt the performance is so good and the reaction is so fast. There are times when you want to tone that down. And so we have 3 drive modes: active, whisper, and untamed. And it's really like different moods. It's not for different people. It's for the same person at different times. So one feature that is available across all of the drive modes is something called one pedal drive. And it makes the experience of driving an electric car even more special. So pushing down on the accelerator, the car takes off. But when I take my foot off, the car regenerates, bringing back the energy that it used during that acceleration. So I'm in active mode now, and you may feel like you want to tone down the system. You select whisper, and the system changes lots of parameters. The steering feel, the pedal mapping, the one pedal drive system, the colors, the sound, and the overall screen look. It changes all of those into a much more calm feeling.
And this is unbridled mode. In Europe, it's called Untamed. This is for serious driving. There's less boost in the steering, so it's much more of a sports steering feel. There's more aggressive regenerative braking, so you actually get the feeling of a kick down when you're taking a corner. From the inside, we've amped up the sound of the propulsion system. I think you can hear that as I'm accelerating. We've amped it up in Untamed, and in Whisper, we actually turn the sound off.
It's so important to me that this vehicle lives up to the Mustang brand. There are so many elements in this car put in by our engineers, the same engineers who worked on Mustang. And they love Mustang as much as I do. And I've been driving this car for over 6 months now as we've been doing our final testing, and I just want to drive it more every single day.
In terms of get up and go, the Mustang Mach-E has it.
Well, thank you to Darren and Ron there. I think it's safe to say they enjoy their job. I'm quite envious, really. This is such a tease. I'm so close and yet so far from driving the Mach-E. But don't worry, guys, our time will come. I promise you that. But really interesting to see the Mach-E being put through its paces across those 2 very different environments, out on track and then out on the road. But of course, a road in Detroit is going to be very different to a road in Germany or in Denmark. And well, the team at Ford know that different environments bring different challenges, which is why Ford have paid such close attention to tuning this car to every market that it's sold in, tailoring it to the needs of customers whilst never losing any of the fun or the thrill that we saw earlier from Darren and Ron. And now to tell us how they've gone about it is Aert van Nooyen, Ford Europe's Manager of Vehicle Dynamics.
Hello, here at Lommel Proving Ground, together with the Vehicle Dynamics team, we're making sure that the new all-electric Mustang Mach-E is set up just right for the European roads. Let's have a look inside.
The Mustang Mach-E is a great vehicle to drive everywhere in the world. But fact is that the roads and surfaces are different in different regions of the world. And sometimes driving habits and expectations of customers are slightly different between those regions as well. European customers typically spend a lot of time on rural, twisty country roads, but at the same time on very smooth motorways at very high speed. And we have been tailoring the Mustang Mach-E on those type of typical European roads. We have been adjusting the springs, the dampers, the roll bar, the calibration of the electric power steering system to make it fit to those specific road conditions. Another advantage of the setup of this vehicle is the high-speed stability, which is very, very crucial on the German motorways. We also calibrated the active driving assistance systems, so the system works seamlessly with all types of traffic layouts in entire Europe. The immediate acceleration is very, very sporty and very much in tune with what European customers want. Fun to drive is probably the most key element that we want to develop in all our Ford products. And this Mustang Mach-E will definitely meet the expectations of all our European customers. But if there was just one thing globally that we wanted to achieve with this electric vehicle, is that it deserves the Mustang logo on it. And it does.
Up to now, we've seen what it looks like on the roads and on track, and discovered the lengths that the engineers have gone to, sparing no effort in infusing true Mustang DNA into every attribute of the Mach-E. But this vehicle itself is only part of a much bigger story, the story of the ecosystem Ford has developed to surround its Mach-E customers and to create a unique and innovative new purchase and ownership experience. So now it's time to take a closer look at what it's like actually living with the Mustang Mach-E. And over to my first guest. He is the Mustang Mach-E product manager for Europe, a fellow EV enthusiast, and someone who's been very fortunate to actually live with the Mustang Mach-E prototype for a while now. Stefan Tinnemann, welcome. So good to see you.
Hello, Nikki. Happy to be here.
Well, thanks for joining us. We're really excited to be talking to you today. We saw the guys earlier really enjoying driving the Mach-E and clearly showing off some of the cutting-edge technology. It seems like this is a must-drive car.
Yes, absolutely. It is incredibly fun to drive, but it's actually more than that. Mach-E customers won't just own a fantastic car, they'll also enjoy an unrivaled experience. We've built a new business model around this car, featuring a broad ecosystem of connected services, human-centered design, thrilling performance, seamless connectivity, and innovative services. It also starts a new era of how we actually sell vehicles to customers.
Well, that sounds really interesting, Stefan. Explain how this new sales process will work.
Sure. So Mustang Mach-E is exclusively sold online through our website, and it is really easy to configure and even finalize your purchase even from your couch. Because we built the vehicle to a pan-European specification with a streamlined yet flexible lineup, we always have a wide choice of vehicles in the system, which means a faster delivery to our customers. Mach-E is fully equipped and fully connected, and at launch we're offering two series, the rear-wheel drive version and the more sportier all-wheel drive version, both of which come with an option of the standard range battery or the extended range battery. Plus, you can configure two optional technology packs, and you have 7 colors available to choose from.
Now, Stefan, you mentioned the two series, the choice of colors and batteries, which all seems fairly straightforward. What else can customers do to really make the Mach-E their own?
So Mach-E customers will actually be able to personalize their vehicle even before they take delivery of it. So we will put the customers behind the wheel even before the car has arrived at the dealership. So we've developed a feature which is called Remote Vehicle Setup, which will let you personalize your experience in your Mach-E. It starts with creating a profile where you can set a profile picture or an avatar, and then you can set your favorite navigation preferences, for example, a home location, work location, or other points of interest. You will also be able to set your favorite radio stations, find nearby charging stations that you can also then save and personalize. And you can preset daily departure time for preferred cabin temperature levels, so your Mach-E will always be ready to go.
Wow, I mean, that sounds really helpful and practical in the real world, Stefan. So my Mach-E arrives, and then what happens?
So when you'll be meeting your vehicle for the first time at the dealership, your personal profile and preferences will be loaded into the next generation sync system in the vehicle. So the moment you sit in your car, your vehicle already knows you and your preferences. So that makes it a really seamless and personalized experience and brings a powerful new dimension to the relationship between owner, vehicle and the smartphone.
It's sounding incredible, Stefan, but the connectivity and onboard tech, that must require a lot of processing power.
So the secret to intelligent devices is connectivity and the ability for machine learning. Mustang Mach-E has both of it. It is equipped with a powerful onboard modem FordPass Connect. Because every system in the car is powered by software, we can control more of the vehicle than ever before, and we can over-the-air update most of the vehicle's modules. So this allowed us to give Mach-E an artificial intelligence level that really learns while you use the car. The more you use your car, the more the car gets to know you and will make intelligent suggestions. For example, if you always call home on your way home from work, it will suggest that to you, or it will suggest tuning into your favorite radio show if you always do that when driving to sports, for example.
So that is just brilliant, because the Mach-E basically becomes more personalised the more I drive it. Now, when we saw Ron and Darren using that slick-looking touchscreen earlier to access all of the car's features, would you say that that's kind of mission control for the car?
Yeah, absolutely, it really is. So our next generation sync system uses a 15.5-inch touchscreen, and it gives you kind of the same experience as on your smartphone or tablet, so you can pinch, zoom, rotate and swipe just like you know it. This is truly the most intelligent Mustang that we've ever created. It puts you in control of everything you'll need whenever you need it. A lot of HMI systems are built in a hierarchical way that makes it difficult to use, and you have to dig through a lot of submenus. With the next generation sync system on the Mustang Mach-E, we've laid it out in a much simpler way, using cards from top to bottom that allow access to features without having to launch an application. You can even connect your phone in parallel through wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to have all your favorite apps available at one touch. So in fact, there are more than 80 settings that can be accessed via the next generation sync, so you can really personalize your drive experience. The system is really easy to use. There's no back button, and every app is always 1 or 2 touches away.
And Stefan, I noticed the reassuring presence of an actual physical volume control. I love that.
Yeah, that was something our customers told us. They still wanted to have an easy reach at the bottom of the screen.
Now, the intuitiveness and the simplicity of the sync system, it sounds so easy to use, but what else can we expect in terms of other connected onboard technology?
So for example, the navigation system is fully cloud connected, which offers you one-touch destination suggestions, for example, but it also includes real-time traffic data, which makes your navigation always more accurate and more reliable. We have also made the voice control system more receptive than ever to natural language interactions and more complex dialogue. It will give you smart answers, and it understands 15 languages too. A system that really listens and understands the driver. So for example, you could say, "Hello Ford, I'd like to have a coffee," and it will suggest a coffee place near you. You can also see live charging information as well. So the real power is when the next generation sync combines with your smartphone and enhanced Ford Pass app. So you literally have the key to integrating your Mach-E to your daily lifestyle.
Well, Stefan, thank you so much for that overview, and we will come back to you in a moment. But first, I want to delve a little bit deeper into Ford Pass. And I'm very happy to say that joining me now is Divya Sebastian, the Ford Europe Retail Connectivity Solutions Manager. Brilliant to have you here.
Thank you, Nikki. Lovely to be here.
Thank you for joining us. Now, Ford Pass, this is something that Ford owners will be very familiar with already. But when it comes to the Mach-E, can we expect some kind of technological quantum leap forward?
Most certainly. Ford Pass is going to be an invaluable companion app for Mach-E owners. It's very much part of using the vehicle and is going to enhance the user experience greatly. In the same way one uses a mobile banking app, Ford Pass is going to be essential and will provide that monitoring capability and control when away from the vehicle, especially when it comes to charging. Right from the most used features, remote start, remote lock and lock, that you can access from anywhere in the world with mobile reception, to the very useful battery charge levels, vehicle health status, Mach-E customers will benefit from a lot of features, including some exciting new features, all thanks to the advanced computing power in the Mach-E. For example, phone is a key. In all European left-hand drive markets, you can use this exciting new feature. Once the feature is set up through Ford Pass and the next generation sync, using Bluetooth technology, the vehicle will identify the approaching driver from up to 40 meters away and unlocks within much closer proximity. All there's left to do is press the button on the vehicle pillar to enter the Mach-E. It completely replaces a physical key. Now, the owner will have the flexibility to set up other drivers with the same feature. For example, if there's more than one person in the household that needs to use the vehicle, this can easily be set via the next generation sync. And let me assure you, the feature is perfectly safe to use and has been designed to abide by all the cybersecurity requirements. And as an emergency backup, when you do not have your phone or key on you, you can unlock the Mackie by entering a personal passcode on the door keypad. And once you're in the vehicle, your personal profile is loaded and the vehicle is set up for you.
So Divya, once you're in the car, that's when the HMI interface takes over?
Yes, we aim to transfer the intuitive and exciting in-app experience back into the vehicle. And by having remotely set up my profile on my phone, as soon as I get into the vehicle, the entire experience is tailored to myself. Right from the drive mode, as you can see, to ambient lighting, my profile, home address, charge stations, all of the settings. You can use FordPass or NextGen Sync screen to set your departure time twice a day. You can also set a preferred temperature level, so the cabin is at that level when you're ready to depart. And what's really smart, preconditioning uses electricity from the charge point when it's plugged in and charging, meaning you are not using charge that you can use for that journey.
Now that is so smart. You mentioned journeys there though. Does that mean you can use NextGen Sync for planning journeys?
Yes. So Trip Planner allows you to plan trips in advance in NextGen Sync and also in FordPass. So you can spend Friday evening planning the weekend trip with your family while relaxing in your lounge. And Trip Planner will give you the shortest and the fastest route options, automatically suggesting charge stations and amenities that are available nearby. Now you can save the trip in FordPass and it's immediately available in NextGen Sync. So next morning when you jump into the vehicle, your trip is there, ready for you to go. This also will dynamically adjust the route, so it will take into account traffic, weather conditions and charge station availability.
Now that's very reassuring that charge time information is available when you're planning those longer journeys, because I've become unstuck with that in the past.
And that's exactly why we have built into the Mackie Intelligent Range, which is a very useful feature. Now, through over-the-air updates, we will be able to enhance this feature over time. It will help predict range by analysing driving behaviour, weather forecast along the planned route, and it will also take into consideration traffic conditions as well as terrain and elevation of the planned route. And if range is significantly impacted, the NextGen Sync will let you know. With OTA, the real cool thing is that customers can choose to schedule the update at a convenient time to them, and they can do this through FordPass or the NextGen Sync.
Now, Divya, it's clear that from the on-the-road perspective, you've put a lot of thought into enhancing the driver experience. But how can FordPass and NextGen Sync be used when it comes to charging?
Now, we know the most important aspect of living with an electric vehicle is how you control and monitor charging. And as a holistic single app solution, FordPass plays a key role here too, by providing an end-to-end seamless user journey, right from finding the charge station to paying, and also for having that real-time interaction with your car regarding your charge levels, all initiated through FordPass. And an obvious key aspect that we've taken into account is ensuring that the Mackie charging is adequately supported by the European electric infrastructure. Now, with intelligent charging, we will ensure that the most efficient and convenient charging schedule and duration takes place. For example, Mackie creates intelligent routines where you can charge enough at home to such a level that you can get to work and continue charging for free or at a cheaper rate. In addition, FordPass shows charging progress, current range, estimated completion time, time remaining, target charge levels, and also lets you know when charging is complete. In many locations in Europe, you can schedule charging to benefit from a low tariff electricity cost if your provider gives you that details.
Well, Divya, thank you so much for taking us through FordPass and giving us your perspective from behind the wheel. Now it's time to welcome back Stefan, who's going to tell us a bit more about charging, which is such a key consideration for EV ownership. Stefan, can you just tell us a bit more about charging at home and also on the go?
Sure, so for at-the-home charging, we are supplying our universal charge cord that comes with connectors to both your home socket but also higher power industrial outlets. Obviously, the most convenient and effective way to charge at home is with our Ford connected wallbox that can easily recharge your Mackie overnight. The Ford connected wallbox is connected through Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, which makes it easy for you to manage and monitor your own charging, but also control access, including the maximum charge rate for potential visitors at your home. The Ford Connected Wallbox is a great piece of kit, and it gives you up to 55 kilometers of range in 1 hour. For out-of-home charging, we're giving our customers peace of mind with a 5-year free subscription to our Ford Pass charging network, which has already access to more than 150,000 charge points throughout Europe. If you're on the road and just need a quick top-up to your charge, you could charge at one of our Ionity high-powered chargers along European motorways at up to 150 kilowatt. This will recharge your battery from 10 to 80% in only 45 minutes, or add up to 119 kilometers in only 10 minutes. This is really key to making long-distance travel in electric vehicles a reality. We're also giving 1 year's free subscription that gives you access to preferred rates that are significantly cheaper than ad hoc charging.
Wow, I mean, for many EV drivers like myself, and actually those looking to buy their first EV, those figures are really reassuring, Stefan. But what a lot of people will also want to know about is the other kind of reassurance, the warranty. Tell us more about that.
So sure, we don't only want to give our customers the ultimate ownership experience, but we also want to give the ultimate peace of mind. That's why we're offering 8 years and 160,000 kilometers of warranty on the high voltage battery and the high voltage components. Additionally, there's obviously the 2-year standard warranty on all other components. For an electric vehicle, this means a lot lower cost of ownership, less moving parts, no engine effluents, less maintenance required. So there's really a huge cost of ownership benefit as well.
Wow, so Stefan, 8 years and 160,000 kilometers. It kind of feels like you're saying to Mackie drivers that this EV is future-proofed.
Absolutely, but it's future-proofed in other ways too. The vehicle won't stay the same as the day it got delivered. It gets better over time through fast, seamless over-the-air updates, which will enhance the vehicle performance and functionality. Thanks to Ford's innovative industry-first cloud and software platform, it keeps the current software running until you activate the new version. Owners can choose to accept and schedule over-the-air updates through Ford Pass or the HMI.
Well, Stefan, thank you so much for taking us through all of that. A really intriguing insight about what Mackie customers can expect.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And a very big thank you to all of you for joining us on this tour of the Mackie. I really hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. And before we leave you, we felt it apt to give the final word to Darren over in Detroit.
Now I've become a huge Mustang fan, and in fact I was part of the team that launched the Mustang in Europe. So it's extremely important to me that this vehicle lives up to the Mustang name. And I can tell you from the heart, it does. Anyway, I can't stop driving this car, so I'll see you later.